Hey fam, I have a request. Is it possible that we could maybe stop trying to rebrand situationships as being poly?
You are not poly. You are a man in your 30s rebranding your hoe phase as something intellectual.
So y'all know how I'm doing this whole 10 things that I would like us to stop doing in 2025 and beyond. I think this is my number 7. Oh, and before anybody tries to school me on this topic, I was polyamorous for over a decade and had several successful, ethically non-monogamous relationships under my belt. So please don't embarrass yourselves. I know what actual poly is. People who are actually polyamorous have clear communication skills. Because when you're dealing with numerous partners, you need to have clear communication skills. People who are polyamorous have excellent sexual transparency. You know who is sleeping with who so that you can always keep yourself safe. And people who are polyamorous have superior boundary setting skills because you need to make sure that you're keeping everybody around you physically, emotionally, and psychologically safe. I'm not describing those of you who won't shut up about being poly online. And because words mean things, I want to remind you guys that polyamory means the ability to love more than one person. It does not mean the ability to lie to a bunch of people. It does not mean that you get to be a sexually reckless, anxious avoidant with no impulse control who uses polyamory as a shield for the fact that you won't get therapy. So now you're probably like, well, damn, Blue, how do I know if I'm poly or just in a bunch of situationships? Perfect example. If you are dating a bunch of people who have shitty communication skills, go weeks without calling you, constantly having you guess about who they're dealing with, and make you feel dysregulated emotionally, baby girl, you are not polyamorous. You're just juggling 3 or 4 situationships. I know you guys love to get online and be like, oh, my lover. Oh, I have a lover. Oh my God, I have a lover. My lover. I just want to shout out all my lovers, honey. That's great that you have lovers, but do you have a therapist? Do you have standards? Maybe some self-esteem? Those things are nice too. If you are actually poly, then this is how it looks like. You meet someone you love, you're honest with them, you have things that are mutually in common, you guys have clear communication, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. But if you met a nice boy with commitment issues, who you recognize will not commit to you yet, and think that by having a bunch of different lovers to make him jealous, eventually he will choose you when he gets tired, again, you are not polyamorous. You're just a monogamous person who's feasting on scraps and found a clever way to play games while pretending to be evolved, right? I'm so evolved. Girl. But hold on. I don't want to just pick on the girls because the guys be full of shit when they play this game too. If you are a high value man or a highly sought after man, let's say you're an R&B star who used to have a show on VH1 and who's now on tour talking about how much you love being poly, ethically non-monogamous, I need you to understand a thing called abuse of power. If you are dating 2, 3, or 4 women, shout out to what's his face, and they're all agreeing to be polyamorous because they want to be with you, but if you one day woke up and chose one of those young ladies and said, let's be monogamous, you know for a fact that she would drop the other 3 bitches in a heartbeat and make you her one and only, that again is not polyamory. That is an abuse of power. You know that there are certain women who believe that there's a scarcity in men who will pretend to be poly until they are chosen. Again, that is not polyamory. And honestly, I think the reason why I'm so offended by this new trend is because y'all really took something that was meant to expand people's view of love and community and somehow turned it into another manipulation tactic to feel superior. Like, this is all about self-aggrandizement, right? And stop saying that being monogamous is not natural. Natural is subjective. Again, you're talking to someone who was polyamorous for over a decade, thrived in that community, and is now healthily monogamous. It's subjective. Bottom line is, being polyamorous and having integrity are not mutually exclusive. And I am tired of watching people who lack integrity, who have no impulse control, who have no transparency and piss poor communication skills, using polyamory as an excuse not to grow the fuck up. Y'all love to scream ethical non-monogamy. The non-monogamy part is what you love, right? But the ethical part is whooping your ass. The ethical part is where I'm giving you the side eye. So the people out there who are actually polyamorous, this is not about you. I'm actually defending you. But to those of you who have made it a trend, because as a neurodivergent person, I know what it's like to have your identity turned into a trend, right? Last year, everybody was neurodivergent. I'm going to say this. You still need to heal. Whether you're poly or monogamous, you still need to heal. Someone who lacks integrity can't just slap a new label on it and sell their lies. You still need to heal. Oh, and P.S., because there's always a P.S. Of the 5 couples that I used to hang out with in my late 20s and early 30s when I was thick in the poly community, only one of them is still polyamorous. The other 4 ended up breaking up and then falling in love and being in healthy monogamous relationships with people they actually like. And you know what? That's okay. It's okay to experiment and go in and out because sexuality is fluid until you figure out what makes sense for you. So I'm not here to chastise someone who wants to explore a new way of doing things. That is not my intention. What I'm saying is, because you are exploring, take some of the bass out of your voice, because God forbid you get to my age and you have to walk that shit back after you made all those videos saying that monogamy was a natural. And suddenly it is for you. And to the ladies who saw Omarion and Kofi and whoever else talking about ethical non-monogamy, if a man tells you to be poly because there's not enough good men to go around, that's manipulative. It's a scarcity mindset. Don't fall for it.
You know, the women just truly outnumber the men. You know what I mean? And this is
so you're supposed to have, is this like an all-you-can-eat buffet over here?
No, let me...
Okay, go on explain. I'm not jumping on you.
Let me just say, it's only a few good men. It's only a few good men.
Right.
You know?